Okay guys, it's been a journey, and we're not done yet. So in this video now we're going to do our database post-installation steps. And it's going to take a little bit of SQL and script execution, okay? So we're going to use pgadmin4 to go and do that. But luckily, the FME installation already has the scripts for us ready to go. So hopefully it's not too painful. Let's get into it. Okay, back onto the server. If you've been following along, you should have pgadmin4 ready to go here. And we can see our connection to our Azure hosted Postgres database already ready to go. If not, go ahead and use your favorite database client and go and connect to it, or refer to the videos previously. So if we go to databases and refresh, we can see we don't have an FME Flow database in there just yet, right? That's because we need to run some scripts to go and create that for FME Server to go and use. So if you go to your File Explorer and go to the installation directory of where you installed FME, so I just did it in default, so it'll be in Program Files, FME Flow, I can't remember where it is now, Server, Database, yep, and then Postgres. You can see we've got these database files here ready to go as well. Earlier on I actually installed Heidi and it's gone to default to say, hey, you can run these in Heidi, but we're not going to do that just yet. If we look at this user and we go open with Notepad, you can install like Notepad++ or something if you want to do it a little bit nicer. Safe Software have sort of created all of these for us to use, so that we don't have to come up with what, with the code to go and create it. So we've got the create user account. The user is going to be FME Flow that we did during our installation. We've got create schema here. This creates all of the database tables and things like that that FME Server is going to need. And then we've got create DB. So we're going to run these in the following order. We're going to go create user, then we're going to run create DB, right? And it's going to run this, create the database, grant all the privileges, change into the database, and then run create schema public to FME Flow. And then we're going to run create schema, which is all the tables. So we're going to drop the connection, reconnect as the FME Flow user, this guy, and then, sorry, not this guy, the user over here, this guy, and then run that one. So it's all created under this schema. It's a bit confusing, I know, confuses me a little bit, but hopefully it's painless if we follow this along. So in the Postgres over here, the first thing we want to do is make sure we're connected to this database here. You can right click on it and query tool, and see we're connected to that database. Now we're going to go, just going to copy all of this and then I'll put in the password manually. Obviously we'll have to blur that one out. I'm going to put in the password that I set up before actually not any password. This has to be the password that you set up before. So I'm going to have to blur this out. So when you ran the installation, you set up a password and that's what you need to put in here, okay, for your database user password. Because that's what FME Server is going to use to go and install itself. So we'll hit run on this, execute script, and we can see it executed successfully. So let's get rid of that so we don't have to have the blur on the screen anymore. Now the next thing you want to run is these two lines. So create the database and then grant privileges to this new user. So run that and we're going to hit execute script. Oh, okay. So we got an error here. Cannot run inside a transaction block. Maybe we'll just run the first line first. Yep, and then we'll run the second line after that. And there we go. All good. The last one in that file, the create DB file, is we need to, so this actually is a Postgres command line thing where it switches the database. So we're going to need to run this, but on the FME Flow database that we just created with these two lines. So if you right click here and go refresh, we should have this FME Flow database. Now you can right click on that and go query tool on that, and you can see we'll create a new query tool, but on this database, I think. Although it doesn't say anything about it. So let's just run that and see if that works successfully. Cool, it does work. So now we can go ahead and run this big one. But we need to go and change our database connection to use the FME Flow user account to do the connection. So let's go back into here. We'll go register FME Flow DB FME Flow user. It's a bit confusing, but the other one was our admin user account. This one is going to be the FME Flow user account. So we're not connecting, we're changing the username basically from Postgres to the new FME Flow user, and then put in the password you'd been using and set it up with. So we'll hit save, and then see that guy's connected just fine, so we know it's all working well. We've got the databases, we've got this new FME Flow database here, and we'll right click on that and go query tool. Oh no, not that one. We did PSQL tool. We go query tool, so we got a nice looking sort of GUI here, and this is the one you want to run. So we've run the other two already. We just want to run this script now. This is going to create all the schema, all the tables and everything that FME is going to need. So we'll just right click on that, copy, and then paste it in the query window, and then we'll execute the script. Well, that happened really fast, a lot faster than I would expect. Did it run the whole thing? Yes, so anyway, let's have a look at schemas. And then tables, so we should see a bunch of tables. Yeah, there you go. So that's what this did. It went and created all of these FME tables here. Okay, so I know that was really confusing. I hope you were able to follow along. I tried to use this instead of the PSQL tool, like in command line, but I feel like maybe the command line may have been easier to follow along. But anyway, leave a question or a comment if you needed me to explain anything further in the video. But essentially all we've had to do is connect to our database, run this to go and create the new FME Flow user, and then run these to go and create the database, and then set out all of the permissions on that database against the FME Flow schema. And then all we did was then run this script. We didn't even know what it really does. I didn't really read it. But what it does do is it just creates all the tables that FME Flow is going to need to use. That's all we've done. We just connected to the database and then run all these three, really. That's all we've done. Okay, so now that that's all done, we should be able to go and start the server and then get to the licensing step. Okay, so I'll do that in a separate video in the next one. Okay, so I'll see you in there.